Tonight we begin the program with a new member of Well Read, and I hope you come back many times, all right? Soad Grayeb was born in Mexico City on the first day of December 1965 into a large family and with big dreams. This is a great job because it's right to the point.
Yeah.
I have always fought for these dreams, and this book is the clearest example of that. Please welcome Soad Grayeb.
Gracias, buenas noches a todos, gracias por estar acompañándonos, gracias a todos. Y sí, estoy aquí, me encanta estar con ustedes y compartir, y esta vez voy a compartir mis propios poemas de mi libro, y es un libro que está en inglés y en español, así que sería fácil. Este libro fue dedicado a mi hija, que está aquí conmigo, que ha sido mi pilar y ha sido mi fuerza durante toda mi vida. Y gracias por estar aquí, mi vida. It has been dedicated to my daughter, and she's here with me, like all the time. She came from Santa Cruz to be with us. Thank you, guys. I'm going to start in Spanish, and then I will do the English one. Este poema se llama Obscuridad. Hoy quise abrazarte en la oscuridad, no en la oscuridad de la noche, no en la oscuridad del silencio, sino en la oscuridad de mi mente. Pero no pude encontrarte, como si nada hubieras dejado a tu paso, como si de la nada hubieras llegado y a la nada te hubieses ido. Hoy quise buscarte en mi memoria, en los poros de mi piel, en el dolor que una vez me diste al perderte y en la alegría que dejas al recordarte. Hoy quise arrancarme la piel a jirones y buscarte de nuevo entre la gente, entre el dolor de no tenerte y la alegría de buscarte. Como el que busca algo sin saber qué es, como quien sabe que ha perdido algo y no sabe dónde lo dejó. Así te busco yo. ¿Por qué mi mente vuela a ti en cada momento? ¿Por qué no he podido dejar de pensarte? ¿Por qué mis sentidos dejan de ser mis sentidos para ser de otra? ¿Será porque no me he acostumbrado a estar sin tenerte? Y este fue escrito para ella. Claro. Today, I so want to hold you in the darkness, not in the darkness of the night, not in the darkness of the silence, but in the darkness of my mind. I couldn't find you. Like if you have left my side, like if from nowhere you came to me, and from nowhere you left. Today, I want to find you in my memory, in the pores of my skin, in the pain that I felt when I lost you, in the happiness you left when I recalled you. Today, I want to peel my skin off and find you in the crowd of the people, within the pain of not having you and the happiness of finding you. Like the one that finds something unknown, like the one who knows they have lost something and they don't know where they left it. That's how I search you. Why does my mind wander back on you every moment? Why I can't stop thinking about you? Why I can't stop, my feelings stop so I can be another one? Could it be because I haven't got used to be without you? Este poema se llama Te extraño y dice así: te extraño por las noches cuando entrabas a mi casa cual si fueras un ladrón a robarme el corazón, a robarme la calma de señora tranquila y despertar en mí pasiones dormidas. a soñar entre tus brazos las mieles de las noches del amor desbordado, la ternura vivida y el cariño soñado, y descubrir entre tu piel, tu olor y tu placer, el amor más intenso. Y poco a poco dejarme llevar en un vaivén de caricias, en el compás de tu música, lo subliminal, y quedarme dormida, sintiendo tu abrazo en mi cintura, con tranquilidad y ternura. I miss you. I miss those nights when you used to come home like you were a thief stealing my heart, to rob me my calm and away hiding patience, to dream in your dreams the sweetness of the night with overflowing love, the tenderness live in the affectionate dreams, to discover your skin, your scent, your pleasure with intense love. Like little by little, taking me to a journey of tenderness with the beat of your music to the sublimity. In the end, falling to a deep sleep, while your arms hugged me my waist with calm and tenderness. Este poema se llama Se me olvidó, I Forgot. Este poema lo escribí cuando tienes mucho dolor por una persona y llega un momento en que ya no te duele esa persona, ya. Y dejas de sufrir y dejas de sentir ese dolor, pero no te das cuenta de qué día dejó de doler eso. Like this poem, I wrote it, I forgot. And then when you are in love with that person breaks your heart. And you are so hard, it's so hard. But one day, suddenly you stop thinking about that pain and you are yourself again. This is what is this poem about. Se me olvidó que había jurado amarte hasta la muerte. Se me olvidó que necesitaba tu presencia. Se me olvidó que tu ausencia me quemaba como el fuego. Se me olvidó la paciencia que tenía al esperarte. Se me olvidó cuando juntas juramos tantas cosas. Se me olvidó cuando nuestros sueños los tejíamos en una cama. Se me olvidó cuando entrelazábamos nuestras manos. Se me olvidó cuando acariciaba tu pelo y respiraba de tu aliento. Se me olvidó continuar contando las estrellas recostada en tu pecho. Se me olvidó admirar la luna. Se me olvidó que la felicidad la tienes en tus manos. Se me olvidó que poco a poco te he ido olvidando. Se me olvidó que el dolor que tu ausencia me había causado. Se me olvidó que extrañarte se me hacía más hondo y más lejano. Se me olvidó que recordarte era un dolor placentero que llegaba hasta los huesos. Se me olvidó que el no tenerte me causaba zozobra. Se me olvidó dejar de sentir tu ausencia. I forgot and I promised I would love you to our death. I forgot I needed your presence. I forgot that your absence burns me like I live fire. I forgot the patience I had while I was waiting for you. I forgot that when together we promised too many things. I forgot how we wave our dreams while in the bed. I forgot how we will entwine our hands. I forgot when I used to caress your hair and break your scent. I forgot to counting the stars while I lie in your chest. I forgot to admire the moon. I forgot that in your hands lies our happiness. I forgot bit by bit, I have forgotten you. I forgot the pain that your absence has once caused me. I forgot that missing you and getting deeper and farther away. I forgot to remember you was a pleasing pain that I could feel in my bones. I forgot that not to have you cause my anxiety. I forgot to keep suffering for your absence. Thank you so much. Este poema se llama La llamada Anoche llamé por teléfono a tu casa y al escuchar tu voz llegaron de repente a mi vida 15 años de memorias, de risas, de llantos, de amor y de placer. Y transcurrió el tiempo y de entre mis dedos te me ibas como el agua entre los dedos, y quise aprisionarte entre mi pecho como cuando eras mía para que no te fueras. Mi memoria corrió a tus besos y caricias, a tus risas y sonrisas, al tiempo gastado, a la pasión en una cama, a tu tiempo a mi lado. Lo fuimos todo la una para la otra, sin medida y sin razón, dejándonos llevar simplemente por el corazón. Lo fuimos casi todo, novias, amantes y amigas, pero hay un hueco en mi corazón. Nos faltó ser pareja, compañeras de por vida. This one is the call. Last night, I called your home. Once I heard your voice, in that instant, 15 years of memories made to my heart jumbling. Memories of laughter, sorrow, love and patience. Time passed between my hands like the water between my fingers. And I want to hold you within my chest as when you were mine, so that you will not leave me. My memories run to your kisses and caresses, to your laughter and your smiles, or time together and be filled with passion, or time together. We were one for another one, without measure, without reason, letting our hearts take over. We were almost everything, girlfriends, lovers, and friends. But there is an emptiness in my heart. We'll never be a couple, partners for life. Gracias. Esto se llama Poemas de Amor y Desamor, y si alguien lo quiere, está a la banda conmigo. Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our next guest is going to introduce our other guest. I want to give her control because it's Raíz Magazine. Yeah. So, Elizabeth Jiménez Montelongo, poet, visual artist, facilitator who works, is informed by her indigenous ancestry, Mesoamerican philosophy, Mexica and Mixtec art, Mexican culture, Chicano history, and her experiences as a woman. Her poetry is published widely in both print and online journals such as Somos un Inscrito and Harvard's Palabritas, and in several anthologies including Nos Pasamos de la Raya. Is that okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear me, yeah, okay. She has facilitated and presented at various colleges and universities. She earned a BFA in pictorial art and a BA in French from San Jose State University, served as creative ambassador of the San Jose Office of Cultural Affairs, received a commendation from the City of San Jose, and was awarded a Creative Core Initiative grant from the California Arts Council and Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. She serves as a board member of Poetry Center San Jose and is the founder, publisher of La Raíz Magazine. Please give it up for Elizabeth.
Until she takes it, you can see her painting next door.
Alright, thank you. Hola, buenas noches, todas y todos. I'm glad to be here, and apologies for my coming in a little late. I'm really glad I got to enjoy that beautiful poetry. I do plan to get your book. And so I'm here to represent La Raíz Magazine. This is our latest issue, and it's a collection of poetry and visual art. So there are a lot of poets and artists published in here. So hoy estoy representando la Raíz Magazine, y es pura poesía y arte. Les puedo enseñar un poquito. y esa es la cuarta revista que hemos publicado. Y hoy van a escuchar, les voy a compartir mi poesía y también tenemos otros dos poetas que van a presentar. So you'll hear my poetry, and then we have two other poets here to represent, and I will be either sharing their bios if Rob has them, or I will just say great things about them, because I can do that as well. Have the names. So just, I'm unprepared. Okay. So I was asked, I think, to share about like 10 minutes worth of poems, which I'll do as well, and try to make a good estimate here, or maybe somebody can wave me down. All right, this one is Human Sacrifice in 2020. Let me tell you about human sacrifice. It rarely happens at the top of a pyramid. Those incidents are rare. Let me tell you about human sacrifice. It isn't as dramatic as movies make it out to be. Human sacrifice doesn't rip out human hearts, but those who are paid to rip out animal hearts and pack flesh for human consumption are often packed flesh, sharing unventilated factory space, like the animals living a life of death in neat rows before their slaughter. The workers are packed in, sharing a deadly virus for less than $15 per hour, so that a chicken can be sold for less than $15. Sacrificed. They are sacrificed, so others can eat burgers and steak, snugly in their homes, while those who pack the meat sleep snugly forever. Sacrifice victims. Human sacrifice doesn't need a sharp obsidian knife. Sometimes the wound is self-inflicted, from working long hours, by choice. A choice between starvation and working, to death. Sacrifice victims. Human sacrifice is a sharp knife digging into a single mother working long hours to pay the rent and pick up a food box. Her work becoming wealth for those with a sharp flint on their foreheads, because a flint in the head is valued higher than 2 flints in the hand. Labor and sweat, tears and death, a sacrifice victim. Human sacrifices don't need blood streaming down the sides of pyramids. Usually the blood stays in the body very neatly. Heart stopped passively. They leave the heart, they eat the spirit, the energy, the creation. Leeches of labor, cannibals eating soul, a sacrifice. Human sacrifices are voluntary. Take the land and demand degrees, threaten with hunger, dangle $1. Summon the landless, leave them degreeless. When the hunger comes, victims will line up for the $1. Victims line up for sacrifice. What they leave behind is stuff and wealth for the boss, dust and tears for their children. Sacrifices. I have to tell you, someone always benefits, and that person already has benefits. I have to tell you, there aren't always witnesses, but the sacrifices happen in public. I have to tell you, historians don't record the bodies, they record the GDP. Did you know it's an honor to be an essential worker? Did you know the wealthy and powerful forego this grand honor? A sacrifice. Human sacrifices are essential, and essential workers are sacrificed. Essential beings are the moving parts of a big machine of creation and progress and wealth, disposable parts. Essential workers thanked and discarded, sacrificed and replaced. What an honor. Our thoughts are with the family. Our thoughts are with their quarterly profits and on to dinner with their own family. Lies dripping from ink, ink dripping from lips, lips dripping from faces, unmasked faces, masking everything, faces without souls. Soul is earned from the sun, S-U-N, the sun that rises. We knew for 13,000 years it doesn't rise. Soul is earned by the sun, S-O-N, the sun that rises and will continue to rise. Soul is earned by the daughter that rose and rose and rose and rose. Roses for the dead, roses for the sacrificed, roses for the victims of freedom. Roses for the freedom protectors, sold false parts in the show. Roses for the water protectors that won even when it didn't show. Roses for the sacrificed to America first. Roses for children killed in bombings. Roses for mothers killed in raids. Roses for fathers killed in combat. Roses for essential workers. Roses for the dead, human sacrifices. Sacrificed in a sea of pendejadas, in waves of mentiras, in a lluvia de babosadas, murderers. Murderers build pyramids, a tower of Baba, a fetish of hierarchy, a false idol, on that foundation of sand, crown it with stolen gold, guard it on unceded land. As economic terrorism gets overlooked as much as imperialist terrorism gets overlooked, we only look when it has a brown face and doesn't benefit a not brown face. Build it there, overlooking injustice, overlooking abuse, overlooking fate, overlooking blind eyes wide open, until it hits home, until the earth shifts beneath our feet, until the underworld nips our toes, until it all comes crumbling down. I wrote that in 2020. It was in the title, but I didn't really give a description. So lo escribí al principio de la pandemia. Alright, borders. Okay, I chose some of these poems because, you know, like the genocide in Palestine has been going on for almost a year now, but it feels like it's like worse every time. It's not worse for the people that have gotten hurt or that are getting hurt or killed and their families, but it's just, you know, like it just doesn't end, and it's, you know, you can only imagine how Palestinians are feeling. And so I just had that on my mind, like genocide and borders and invasions and colonialism. So I had that in mind when I picked some of my poems for today. This one's called Borders. Borders, crossing borders, borders that cross us, borders that made me cross. There are borders that dare me to cross, borders made to cross, borders that crossed us, borders I cross, borders. Borders, borders on my mind, borders created in my mind, borders that make me have to cross. There are borders that were made for crossing, borders made to have to cross, borders within my own mind, borders of my mind, borders. Borders, borders we can't see, like city limit borders we cross. Imagine if there were checkpoints there. Papers for crossing city limits, state lines, neighborhoods. Imagine a border between me and you. For your family, would you cross it? Cross a border without papers? Cross a border. Borders, borders we can't see. Borders created in our minds. Borders marked by wire walls and writing. Borders we can jump, crumble, and crumple up. Borders marked by moonlight and murder. Borders we can dissolve in our minds, borders we don't need, borders. Borders, borders for limiting, borders of broken hierarchy, borders of racist colonizer slavery, borders for dividing, claiming, usurping, borders enforced by arrogance, borders enforced by violence, borders of the limited, borders. All right, and related. Related, I have this poem, Mis Papeles, my papers, as in documents to allow people to exist. Mis Papeles. I got some papeles just because I was born on a certain side of the area that colonizers marked on a map. Because my mom was here, because she came, because her dad was here, because he came here to work, because the economy was not great in their pueblo, which really only meant because they didn't have land, nothing to trade for things needed, because those who had too much. The rich are the landowners, rich off the sweat of workers, rich off the land invaded, or stolen, or bought from thieves, that had the certain color skin, or a signed paper. But anyway, I got some papeles, and I could just as well have not. But I would have come anyway, si me hubiera dado la gana. And I would not have papeles, and my situation might be different, but my people would still be the same. Because my gente, my cultura has no borders. My corazón doesn't need papeles to love, to belong, to connect, to be. Spirit doesn't need papeles. I came to this life with papeles to be multiplied, so everyone has them. Either we'll all have papers or nobody will need them. Alright, this one's called My Brown, Black, Red Body. When I got my brown, black, red body, it came with a story that I was the last to hear. Your words don't sting my pride, but they dampen the view. Terrorists pointing the finger at those with empty hands and brown skin, writing genocidal manifestos and carrying them out, making others fear the sight of ink and cloth. The rich in numbers and power in papers, pointing the finger at the paperless and numberless, sending our children to the street for placas and paños. But we won't go. Say we won't go. Now I see how there were death camps and relocations and forced assimilation. Genocide and kidnapped children kept in cages. Did I say were? I meant are. People in cages for being cruel, others in cages for being hungry, others in cages for being sad and alone, others in cages for being brown, black, red. But the people who caged them roam free, having done much worse and for worse reasons. When will they pay their dues? Now they call relocation gentrification, and people are deported from their homeland. Forced assimilation is called education. My ancestors were abused and enslaved and maimed, raped and murdered and brainwashed. You call it a mission, a discovery, progress. My brown, black, red self calls it terrorism. But now we can be friends, I guess. After you burned my feet and they regrew, you cut out my tongue, but I replaced it. You buried my ancestors, scattered their bones, scattered their art, burned their books, watered the ground with their tears. But look what grew out of that mound. Work harder, do more, but when will I sleep? Do better, help yourself, but will you get mad when I succeed? Judge my lateness, but count your failures. Judge my grammar, but where are your manners? I judge you while you judge me. So cry for property values, but never for justice. Argue for the middle class, but not for the hungry. Never for those who carry the world on their backs. You can point the finger at those who sell their bodies, but what if we pointed at you for selling your soul? You rape and call it molesting, molest and blame the victim, condemn heresy and sex, but who is really blaspheming and molesting, putting words in God's mouth, teaching tradition over truth, preaching to the poor, but letting their oppressors take a shortcut to the bottom. Nice act, but your friends are showing. So my hands write the words, and some will feel what is written in the spaces in between. I paint the love we never had, hoping to bring it to creation. Let's make things that never existed. And if I pointed my finger at you, would you look at yourself, or laugh, or get mad, or call me crazy? So I point into the mirror, I see a neat, ordered disaster. Beautiful chaos, and I see the world. Everyone does their best. The details are ugly, but existence is beautiful. And we all make bad choices, and I still love you. Alright, last one. It's called Flags for Forgetting, and I wrote it because I just think that idea of like flags and dividing areas of land and like saying who can come in or not, or whether there have been, like flags or militaries or warriors to keep people in or out. It's always just led to violence, like believing that we're part of a group and like you're another group and you're another group. It's just, that's always been like the root of violence. Or that's what I was thinking when I wrote this. Flags for forgetting. Flags represent a place divided, claimed into ownership, often by violence. Flags imply borders, enforced by threats of violence. Flags, a reminder of one group wanting to conquer another. A reminder of revolution, the power to replace laws with versions of the same laws. Flags are flown over disparity, racism, social stratification. Laws that enforce poverty, segregation, social petrification. Flags for forgetting history. Flags for rewriting history. Flags of overinflated pride, so big it blinds hearts, blinds eyes. Flags are a symbol of property, power, and pride, demanding respect, getting more respect, than a human body worked to death, than a human body locked in a cage, than a human body frozen outside overnight, than a human body forced face down, than a human body shot bloody on the ground. Property, power, and pride, salute the flag, respect the flag, value the flag more than a human life. Flags for hiding, flags for blindfolding, flags for forgetting.